In April 1912, a ship unlike any ever built set sail from Southampton, England. It was called the RMS Titanic, a floating palace of steel and luxury, the largest moving object in the world at the time. People called it Unsinkable, a masterpiece of human ambition and pride. On board were over 2,200 souls, from the richest families on earth to the poorest dreamers searching for a better life in America. For them, Titanic wasn't just a ship. It was hope, status, and a promise of the future. As it glided through the icy Atlantic waters, the passengers danced, laughed, and toasted to their good fortune. No one believed danger could touch them. Even when warnings of icebergs arrived, Captain Edward Smith, confident in the ship's strength, I pressed onward at full speed. But destiny was waiting. On the night of April 14, 1912, under a moonless sky, the Titanic's lookout spotted something. "Iceberg right ahead," he shouted. The crew turned the ship sharply, but it was too late. The iceberg's edge scraped along the hull, tearing open its side like paper. Cold seawater rushed in, filling the lower decks. At first, no one realized the truth. They thought it was just a minor collision. But within minutes, the Titanic began to sink. There were only enough lifeboats for half the people aboard. Panic spread as the ship's lights flickered against the black ocean. Women and children were ordered into the lifeboats, while husbands, fathers, and sons stood behind, watching their loved ones drift away into the freezing darkness. The band played until the very end, their music echoing through the night, a haunting lullaby for those who knew they wouldn't survive. Captain Smith refused to abandon his ship. He went down with her to sail her to his last breath. At 2:20 a.m., the unsinkable Titanic slipped beneath the waves. Over 1,500 lives were lost that night. The survivors floated in silence, surrounded by a sea of stars and sorrow. The Titanic was more than a tragedy. It was a lesson that no matter how great human power becomes, nature will always remind us of humility. Today, over a century later, the story still moves hearts, not because of how the ship sank, but because of how people lived, loved, and sacrificed in their final moments. So whenever you hear the name Titanic, remember, it wasn't just a ship that sank. It was a dream that dared to touch the sky and fell into the sea. Call to action. If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments below. Would you have been brave enough to stay behind or fight to survive? Let us know, and don't forget to subscribe for more real stories of courage and fate.